So this book, shown right here by Neville, and this book showed me a lot of things that I already knew, but it really made a difference. So thank you, Henry. It definitely is a great book to read. The Power of Awareness. Today I'm going to talk to you about my thoughts about the different chapters on this book and expand a bit about my own history and how it relates to this book and other knowledge that I know. So enjoy this video. I think you're going to love it. Here we go. I am that I am. That's the quote that will stay with me from this book. And another way to put it is I think, therefore I am. Yeah, that's from another person who is very smart who said that. So this is the concept that I've come to after a long time in my life. So basically what it means is this. If you really want something, which is usually happiness for most of us, we just want happiness. You can just be happy right now. It sounds crazy. You can be saying, oh, but I'm poor. Oh, but I'm this. Oh, but I don't have the connections. Oh, but I don't have the girlfriend that I want. Oh, I don't have the husband that I want. Yes. But you can be happy now. You can see everything as a learning process. You can improve day by day. So I am that I am. I met this crazy guy in the gym. He's not that crazy, but he seems crazy to a few friends of mine. We thought he was I thought he was because the way he was looking at me at the lounge. So I go to this hotel which is like super tall in Warsaw, and yeah, there was this guy, I'm not gonna name his name, super cool guy. If you're watching this, bro, thank you for the lessons you taught me. But he was looking at me like this. So that look, not only to me but probably to a few others, and then moving very slowly throughout the room, ordering food. He seems kind of hazed. So I think he was on drugs. We will never know. I think he's just a priest. That's what I called him, the priest. So this guy taught me one thing. We had a long discussion from nothing. The first time I saw him, I thought he was on weed, gay, or both, or something. He was so interested, So after we had a talk, he was like, just be happy. And I was trying to fight him, what do you mean just be happy? It sounds so easy, but how do you do it? He was like, just be happy. I don't know if he's read this book, probably not, but he was touching on something very deep. We can just be happy. We can just be happy. That's the thing. Yesterday I had this government contractors came to my house. They're inspecting my building. They were basically pressuring me. Why did you do this? Oh, this is never gonna work. This ventilation is shit. If you have seen my other video about the renovation, you'll see how much trouble I'm having with them. And I saw my heart rate going up. I saw I was getting stressed. I was thinking, oh shit, they're gonna make me spend another $5,000, and then they're still not gonna accept it. All these thoughts destroying me from the within. But you know what? I've trained myself. During these past months with real estate and all the downsides, I've been training myself to enjoy in the worst moments the best way possible. So I don't know the name of this guy who wrote the book. He was in an Auschwitz camp. I can search it probably. 1 second. I just searched it. It's Viktor Frankl. And I think that book touched upon this. I think that book looks at this I am that I am concept in the Power of Awareness book in a different way. He talked, I haven't read this book. I should probably read it very soon. I just have so many other priorities that I want to get to. But he said, in Auschwitz, when everyone was suffering, everyone was crying, everyone was of course, horrors. Yeah, that is the most horror you're gonna feel as a human. I cannot imagine so many other situations. And in those situations, he was a clinical psychologist, and he saw they can take his body, they can take his money, they can take his family, they can take everything that is outside of, who he was. But in the end, they couldn't take his thoughts. Maybe one day with AI that will change also, but until that day, which I think will not arrive anytime soon, I hope. I don't know. Until that day, our thoughts are ours. They cannot take it. So everyone was suffering around him. But Viktor Frankl saw that even though there's pain, physical pain, emotional pain, psychological pain, societal pain, any kind of pain, you could actually just not suffer. Pain does not need to mean suffering. That is the biggest, craziest thing, yeah? I think the next chapter was about this moth flying into fire to find its deepest meaning. It's basically destroying itself, right? But the point of this chapter, from what I understand, is change is not possible until you truly, truly desire it, you imagine it, and you put attention to it. This is important, guys. Attention. You need to have attention. If you just think of stuff that you want, but you don't put attention to it, you don't focus on it, it will not happen. So I can tell you an example, and let's go back a bit. You need to really be okay with changing. You have to be okay with completely changing yourself and leaving the old self behind. Not until you change those beliefs, you can move forward. And how I experienced this in one scenario. So I had this girlfriend. She was a pretty lady, very beautiful, very nice, very kind. She liked me. I think she loved me to some degree. And I realized a few things with this beautiful woman in my life. I was sharing very deep parts of me that she would not have understood. And later on, I discussed it with my guy friends, and exactly it was this. So imagine we're lying in bed, pillow talking, whatever. And then she talks about some of her fantasies, like being locked up, stuff is done to her by the right person, whatever. And I'm also sharing with her, like, yeah, I've also seen some crazy shit in my dreams, in my, daydreams, whatever you want to call it. Not something that I want to do, but every single guy in this world has dreamt, we play Call of Duty. There's a reason why men love these games. They're not going to go kill people in the real life, but it is within us. Within us, there's beauty. Within us, there is consciousness. There's God, as this book is saying. We are God. Everything, good, bad, dirty, beautiful, everything is within us. So I told her those deep, dark truths that, yeah, I've seen what pillage a village. Is that what it's called? Pillaging, yeah? So, and then pillaging a village, usually what it means is you burn the houses down, you kill the enemies, and you take their wives and whatever. So this to me is a fucking thing that I know I don't want to do, but at the right time, where there is the history and there's your tribe and everyone is convinced that this needs to be done, and it was before in the history, right? Ancient Rome, the fights between all these countries, the religions, the crusaders, all the ancient kingdoms, whatever it was, it is within us. It is within us. And what I want to say is this: when I shared those points with this woman, I realized one thing: she's not going to relate to it. I think men and women, we have different fantasies, different desires on a deep level. Yes, we all want to be happy, but how to be happy, that's going to be granular for every person, right? It's going to be different. So listen to this. I realized the reason I was telling her all this stuff is because I wanted her to know me. I wanted her to be okay and love every part of me. The dark, the good, the bad, the smart, the lazy, the whatever I have. So you might say, but there's no problem with that. You wanted her to love you fully. And I get that. But here's my answer to you. Listen, I have guy friends who can relate to that. Do I need to share my real self with everyone out there to feel accepted? That seems like a flaw to me. Another thing, even though I was this amazing, cool, beautiful guy with her, in my mind, you know what I know? There was a part of me, there still is a part of me, of that Adrian that did not do bodybuilding when he was 17, that did not have any businesses, that did not know how to talk to women, that did not know how to do business. Now I just made $3,000 in the last month in my new 2 months old business. So you might think, But hey, that is you, that the old you is you. No, I've left out some beliefs from the old me. I left it out. And the reason I was sharing it, because I want her to accept that old, weak Adrian. You know, we're men. We want girls to be with us or give us that security that even if we're weak or down or sick or lazy, we want them to stay. It's just security. Yeah, we just want that security. And it's the same for women. I think women want to know or feel that the guy is with them, not because of their beauty, if they're beautiful, but because of who they are, and fully, because they know the body gets old. Yeah, the age takes the beauty away. So they want to be sure that the guy loves them for who they are. That's a more secure bet. It's the same for guys. So I wanted that lady, that beautiful lady I was with, to accept me as a whole. And this is a validation-seeking behavior. And since I realized that, I was a little sad, because I thought, yeah, there is a part of me that wants that old Adrian to be loved. And I'm leaving him behind. If I start to believe that I am a confident guy, every woman that I want can be attracted to me, I can do anything that I want in life, then in some sort of way, I don't know how to describe this really, but I am changing identity. And that's important, because without me changing the identity, those beliefs, those emotions connected to that old Adrian of not being loved, not being blah, 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 all this stuff is within that persona. I need to leave him. And here's the thing. I felt bad for that Adrian. That Adrian that didn't get the girls. That Adrian that didn't have the business. That Adrian that failed. I didn't want to leave him behind. I wanted him to succeed. Not the new Adrian who already is attractive, already is successful. You understand what I mean? Because I was going through an identity shift. It was painful. It was really painful. As the moth flies into the fire, right? It is not a nice process. It is painful. You have to leave the old self behind, but you need to know that old self is going to be a part of you forever. So by you changing your beliefs, it does not mean you're destroying the memories of that old self. I will always remember where I came from. It's just that I don't want to be bound by it. I don't want that person to prove something to the world. I am who I choose to be. I think, therefore I am. That is my take on this certain point, yeah? Let me read this one out loud for you. The changes which take place in your life as a result of your changed concept of yourself always appear to be to the unenlightened to be the result not of a change of your consciousness, but of chance or outer causes or coincidences or luck. How many times have you guys heard about the overnight success? The guys who just made it. They just made it. They just could. They just weren't born at the right time, at the right family. They had all these advantages. They had a good family who put them into good schools. They had this, they had that. Well, listen, I know a lot of stories where this was not the case. It can be the case. It does not need to be the case. So, the people who are on the outside, they do not see the progress that we go through ourselves. We are this person on a spectrum. We are burning each version on the way to get to a better version. Just like the moth flying into fire and coming out as a fucking dragon. That's what's happening. So, I totally believe this. And I personally feel like people don't understand that it takes years. It takes whatever it takes. It's the journey. Yeah? Just because someone made it at 21 doesn't mean you could or couldn't. So that's why comparing yourself to other people is the suffering. That is suffering. Why should I compare myself? I am on my path. And my path is not going to be like anyone else. We are individuals on this world. We all have literally different circumstances. Even twins don't have the exact same circumstances. Yeah? One twin could be in the same room, but let's say one is closer to the window, and let's say they're living on a farm where closer to the window they get, I don't know, the grass or pollen is stronger closer to the window and it's going into his nose, and that can change literally everything. Is that the butterfly effect? Maybe. So what I want to tell you is this. no one is exactly the same as the other person, and it's very crazy for us to assume that we are all the same, that we can reach the same successes or material objectives. But here's the thing, we can all be happy. Doesn't matter what we're doing, happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice, and I know this by heart. Heart. So even though I had that shit happen to me in the last few months with the real estate, losing money, man, I took my attention, focused on growing. Not focus on the pain, focus on the growing. Once I did that, and in the last 2 months, just made $4,000, this is proof to me that I can make up all of my losses, and not even losses, those were investments. That's another thing that's coming up in the book, yeah? So there is no overnight successes. You need to keep believing in yourself, and I think that's the truth. So as I was reading this book, I was at chapter 5, and I saw you're either the slave of your assumptions or you are the master of your assumptions. And really, there is no other way. If you guys think why I'm going back and forth, because the microphone is here and you're there, so I need to have a real camera with a big lens so I can look into the lens. But the microphone looks nice, so I look at it. Okay, so we are either the slave or the master of our assumptions. By the way, the book Think and Grow Rich, even though I don't believe in this book also is criticizing Think and Grow Rich, or the way of thinking, oh, I want to have a big house, or oh, I want to have this. These are not, I would say these are result-based goals, and I like learning-based goals, yeah? And there's nothing wrong with wanting material wealth, but I think it does not bring happiness to think like that. So this is not a new concept, but I can tell you in my own experience, everything that I wanted in life, it actually does come with the mindset first. Because imagine 2 guys go into a football game. One believes they're gonna lose, and one believes they're gonna win. This is about morality. This is very much seen in militaries, that a good commander is not only strategically good, but also can give a good moral to the army. Yeah. So moral, what is that? Morality. I mean, that's what it's called in the games, right? Like, what's the morale? Sorry, morale. Morale. M-O-R-A-L-E. The morale, not morality. So what is that? That's hope. That's knowing that you're gonna win, and knowing that you're not gonna give up whatever happens. I think this is one of the most important things in life. And I just lost my train of thought. So yeah, if I want to do something and I have the morale for it, I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna succeed. So if I think I'm bad at math, that's it. I'm not gonna try to get good at math. If I want to someday become, a SaaS company owner, then I'm waiting for many years to get the skills to do this. I'm never gonna be ready. And that's the crazy part. You are never going to be ready. You either are or aren't. There is no going to. That's the crazy thing. And this book is highlighting that in a very beautiful way. People ask me, who are you, Adrian? You know what I can tell them? I'm a real estate developer. I'm a SaaS company founder, which I am. I'm an automation engineer, programmer. I'm an engineer, which I have the master's degree from university. I'm a club promoter because I was promoting in the Los Angeles clubs, in Highlight Room, in Bootsy Bellows, in what was the other one called? One Oak. And I got paid. That was an amazing time, by the way. If you haven't been to Los Angeles, those clubs, a bit overrated maybe, but they're still good. So what do I want to tell you with all of this? You are who you think you are. And the thing is, if you want to become someone else, you become that first, and then you do it. Of course, you can do the opposite. You start doing what you want to do. So let's say if I want to be a developer, which I wanted to, I just started doing what a developer does. You go look at land, you calculate the sheets, and you see if it's worth to invest in. If you want to become a traveler, you're going to think, oh, when I have $10,000 a month, I'm going to start traveling. that's gonna make you sad, because once you don't have it, you're sad and then you're gonna get even sadder if you haven't reached $10,000 a month in like 1 year, 2 years. I think that's not a helpful mindset. It's a limiting mindset. What I like to do instead, this is what I like to do instead. Listen, you want to travel? Why don't you start from the end? Just go travel. You can do it via hitchhiking. So many times when you put these goals, you need to be careful, because I've made this mistake many times. It's not the goal that I want, it's the status that I want, right? I'm going to clean this up 1 second. I want the status of being able to travel, luxury. If it was only about going to Barbados, man, there are cheap ways to go to Barbados, yeah? If it is only about traveling around the world, hitchhiking, many people have done it. And it's possible to do. If you want to have a beautiful girlfriend, I used to think, oh, you have to become a millionaire. I'm going to like work hard, grind. And then I'm going to get it. You know what? I just started believing that I am attractive. And guess what? Right now I have a beautiful girl that I'm dating. And it just came because I believed I am the guy now. Why wait 10 years and suffer? Literally, I could suffer for so many years. It's just my decision to suffer or be happy. And I decided that I'm going to be happy. I'm going to have a girlfriend. I'm going to have a good business. I have a good business. I am attractive. These are not just... It's hard to say, because you might think, oh, if you go in front of the mirror, you like repeat this stuff, it's going to become true. It's about the inner belief. Maybe that helps. Maybe these affirmation things helps. I am beautiful. I'm smart. I've never done them really. I just think, can I be? Why not? How can I improve? Is it a skill? 99% of the time is it skill. Is it something I can control? Yes. You can speak better. You can be more attractive. You can be smarter because you can study. You can hire smart people. Yeah? So everything, there is no limit. And in the book, they're saying everything is already created. Creation is finished. You just express creation in different ways. And it's true. It's like, think about it. No one is an inventor. In a way, everyone is a discoverer, right? Everyone is a scientist. No one, inventing, you put together the things that already existed and you created something. But that is just already things that exist, already the laws of nature, the laws of physics, the molecules, everything. So everyone is a discoverer. I guess inventor is taking it one step further and combining it in a way that is more useful. Yeah. So that is so beautiful because it takes pressure off of you. You don't need to create. You can just discover, test, fail, test, fail. That's how I take it, Assumption is nothing without attention. This was chapter 6. And it's true. If you want to reach your goals, I think this one talks about like going through the last, like today's events when you go to sleep, replaying them in a positive vibe, how you wanted them to happen, how you would feel if they happened the right way. And really doing that is going to change everything, If you don't put attention towards the thing that's really important for you, you're not going to reach it. And I think in that way, one of the best books I've ever read, maybe the best, is The One Thing by Gary Keller. It talks about the similar thing, but you need to put attention towards the thing that you want. I don't know if you're going to call it the law of attraction or whatever. I just call it the one thing, as Gary Keller. There's always the one thing that is the most important, and it should basically, that one thing should become so important that it just clears out all the other things. And I believe that's super true, and that is the power of attention. And so attention also comes with renunciation. So what does that mean? In the chapter 7 of this book, I think it was calling about how attention is your value. And funny enough, this book was written 50 years ago, but now you can see with social media that attention is gold. That is what people want from you, and that is what we want from each other and from our friends, to feel valued. So I guess we're all attention diggers, aren't we? Here I am making YouTube video, yeah? God damn it. So, attention is important, right? Attention is the cornerstone of everything you want in life. If you can put attention towards it, you can reach it. And the other side of the coin is whatever is taking your attention, you need to renounce completely. So, usually, for me personally, when I had something bad happening in my life, when someone, for example, I had a guy I loaned money to and he basically never gave it back. It was like $600. You know, it's a lot of money, but it's also not a lot of money. I don't know how to talk about it, but here's the thing. Instead of focusing on that, which I knew is not going to lead to anything, I can be angry over it. I can be, my real estate deal didn't go well. I can be fucking angry at the country of Poland. I can be angry at the girls. I can be angry at my life, how stupid I am to invest there, how stupid every decision. Here's the thing. There goes my attention. And what am I going to do? Nothing. I'm just sad, heavy, angry, fucking despise myself, despise the world, despise everything that is unfair. What about this? Instead of that, I decided to do this. I see the signals from this beautiful world. It's telling me real estate is an old game. It's been played by many people. It's not too hard. Why don't I go into something else? And it's not like I was happy. I was in pain. It was since I started the NoFap challenge. I was in pain and I went into a new direction. I started thinking about KDP because that was my first successful business. I was a publisher on Amazon. And I went into this business and after 2 months here I am making $4,000. Let's go! And that came from me switching my attention from that angry, hopeless, sad, unfair, unjust thoughts and things that happened to me and going over and over again over the past experiences, like basically trying to reduce my loss. But loss is lost. Loss is lost. Lost is in the past. I have a tattoo. I say, this tattoo, you can see, I've never shown it, but I have a arrow that goes just forward, not backwards, because there's no backwards. Guys, everything is forward. Everything is the now, and you should look forward. That's it. This is the law of the universe. When you lose, learn and go forward stronger. That's what we want. Going forward stronger makes us just happier. So instead of focusing on the losses that I had, I went to something more beautiful for my life, which is grow, make more money. Don't think about the losses. I already have my cost to the bare minimum. My costs per month are like $1,300 a month. And I eat amazing food. And I live in the country that I want to live. How much more can I save? Maybe if I move to a cheaper country, 50, 60%, that's it. But the upside, if I focus on good business, is insane. It's unlimited, limitless. So that is my learning from this chapter. It's like, focus on the things that you will know are important for you. The one thing. So it's not simple though. Of course, all of these things sound simple, but they are like, in theory, even I struggle with these things. I struggle every day with these things to find what is most important for me, to do what is the most important. It takes routine, it takes time, it takes effort. It's taking years to get where I am today. 4 or 5 years. I am God, declaring things from the end to the beginning, from ancient times to the things that are not yet done. And it's very interesting, but actually I see the points that the author is connecting. We are God. I am God, you are God. We are all God. We are all part of the same being. I'm not on mushrooms like Joe Rogan and all these guys, but I can see the point, yeah? I am not Adrian. I'm not Ali Reza. That was my name when I was born. It was supposed to be Sina by my father, but then my grandma had a fucking dream and the prophets came to her and they said, oh, your grandson should be this name. But then in the future, after that, I realized I'm sweating a bit because I don't share this stuff all the time, yeah? And in Sweden, it was just not the right name to continue with. And I became Adrian by my own choice at the age of what was like 13, 14, something like this. And it was a good choice. Even to today, I am Adrian. But I'm not Adrian. It's just a name to call me. I am me. I'm not Adrian. I'm not Sarah. I am me. So these names don't mean anything. And we are just consciousness, really. I'm not my body. If you took my brain and my experiences and put me into another body, I'm still this thing. Definitely not going to be Adrian anymore. Not in other people's eyes. Definitely not going to be my fingers and my hands and my body. But it's still this thing that is me. So imagine if we are God, as it's saying here, we can declare the end to the beginning. And everything around us, by the way, is just fiction. Like, I think this is real. But really, we don't know if it's real. You know, many people talk about if we live in AI, and I actually believe, like, yeah, I wouldn't tell the difference. You just can't. You just can't. Listen, how are you going to tell the difference? Imagine this. If you think there is one objective reality, which I can understand that there is, but for you, like your subjective reality, imagine now you see the colors that you see. When I was a kid, I thought about this. Like, is my pink your pink? Is my green your blue? Because I had a few situations where I'm asking, for example, when I was like 7, 8, sitting with like the girls who were the babies of my mom's friends. And I was so we were all the same age. So we would sit and like we would draw, and they would like put some colors on the paper, and I would say, oh, it's green. They're like, oh, it's blue. I'm like, what? What if, I was thinking, what if when someone sees pink, because they told him it's blue, now she's saying that that is blue, but what if my pink is someone else's blue? You understand? So whatever we see, we don't know what we see. We don't know what other people see. We call it the same thing, but we don't know what other people see. Probably the same, yeah, but not exactly. So it's the same if I give you night goggles, infrared, and someone took your eyes away. It doesn't mean the world went away, right? If you put something on your eyes or you're blind, the world is still there. It's exactly the same as it was. Everything is created already. So if you put night goggles on, yeah, you're gonna see the world in a green color, and you're gonna see people through the walls, right? That should be infrared, right? Infrared, I think so. So you're gonna see people through the walls, but you don't see them now through the walls. The reality didn't change. It's just your perception. And I think it's our goal, it's our desire to always update these perceptions, right? So, but that is the beauty, because when you're sad, when you're in pain, you know it's your subjective pain. Reality is just is. And you are God. You can decide how you feel. You can decide your future. You know, in a way, all of us are gods. We can literally move things. We can interact with people. We can serve people. We can help people. We can pain people. Yeah? Imagine Elon Musk is a god. The things that did not exist before, he created, or let's say he discovered them. And just like Donald Trump right now, these are like the hot guys. And the hot guys, yeah. And I am also in my own way. You are also. So whenever you're in a shit situation, which I was many times in summer, so I just, with all the pain, I just breathe. I just told myself, listen, just be happy. And I just, this is a skill, by the way. It's a muscle in your brain. You gotta train it. You can literally take all of the sadness and put it aside and just be happy. You don't need alcohol. You don't need cigarettes. You can just be happy. Which is insane, right? You can just be happy. So that is what chapter 11 is about, right? It's about interference. You can always go in whenever you are on negative things. When I was yesterday, the government is coming, they're telling me, or the ventilation is shit. Like, they're literally like 5 people grilling me, and my Polish, you know, it's okay, but it's not my first language. I'm not an engineer, and they're telling me, so this is a kitchen, this is two apartments in one house, and I'm like, no, it's just one apartment, it's 2 rooms, man, it's 2 rooms and 2 bathrooms. Anyways, apartment is better now than it was before, 100%. Yeah. So I'm getting angry, and I'm like, this will pass, Adrian. This will pass. You'll learn. You made this investment, you made your mistakes, you learned. That's it. You can interfere with your thoughts. You can be happier at any moment. And really, this also goes for friends and for love, for everything that you want in your life. You need to give. Yeah. And there's another book called Go Giver, which I read. It's the same. You give. You give love if you want to receive love. You give attention if you want to receive attention. It's not always like that, but for the most part, if you are doing it the right way, and that is for you to discover how. It's for me also. I don't know what is the right way. I don't know what's the right way to do business. As Henry said yesterday, listen, enjoy these moments. Enjoy these moments because these are the ones that you will think back to. It's gonna get easy at some point when you know how to do business, but you will remember the hard moments. So enjoy them. And I was like, yeah. Listen, it's easy to say yeah, and I was telling him yeah, but it's hard to internalize. It's hard to really, really be happy. It's hard to really enjoy when you're like in distress, but you can. And I've done it. It just needs some grounding. You just need to slow things down in your head. As the book says, sit down, be still. And that's it. You can literally be like, I am happy. I am enjoying this moment. I am happy now. Not tomorrow, now. Chapter 13 was about the same things that we already discussed, but chapter 14 was interesting because it's saying the whole book is about awareness, right? It's just attacking the same thing from different angles. And it's saying, listen, in the end, I don't know how to put this. There is an effortless way. Light chooses the least resistance path. Electricity chooses the least resistant path. Yeah, we are the same. Why make things hard for ourselves? If you want to have a better day, imagine a better day. Live a better day. Be happy. Really, it's a hack. If you learn how to do this, and you can, it's a fucking hack. Be more thankful. Practice being more thankful. Practice being more appreciative. Practice being more giving, more kind, more love, more everything, and you will be happier. That is the secret. That is the ultimate secret. If you can imagine it, if you really feel it, if you want to be a millionaire, be a millionaire now, today. Yeah? It does not mean you're going to have just like magic numbers pop up in your bank account, but it means imagine if you're a millionaire, what would you do? You might say, I would go like buy this, that. No. You're a millionaire. You already have the cars. You already, if you want that car, maybe you don't even need to be a millionaire. You go pay for a daily rental and you have it. Enjoy it. And you say, I want to have it forever. But then again, is it the material possession that you need, or is it the feeling? Because usually it's the feeling. The feeling we can get now. You can be whatever you want to be now. So I was thinking, I want to be a big company owner because, usually we are men. We want to have high status, right? Or humans in general. Listen, if you were that guy, he has a lot of stress. He has a lifestyle that you might not want. If I want to be Elon Musk, usually people want his status, his money, his whatever. I want to know what he knows. I want to know what he goes through. I want to know the pain he goes through. That's what I want to know, not his money. Because I know the way now. This is the way to success. We shouldn't be jealous of their money and status, because if we get it in one day, we would be bored next day. We just want to use and consume. But we can also think about, what is it that Elon Musk knows that I don't? What is it that Elon Musk does every day? And I can do that. And I'm doing that right now. Being productive, focus on the right things, invent, learn. Don't be afraid of testing. Don't be afraid of failing. These are the things. This is Elon Musk. Elon Musk is not the $200 billion net worth. Elon Musk is being this person who is constantly churning ideas and trying. And I can be that today. I can be that right now. And you can be sure, if I continue like this, and you do too, we're gonna be billionaires. And the thing is, even if we don't, I am happy. I'm on the way. It's about learning, aim. Life's a game. Results aim. Life's a shame. That's my philosophy, which I probably need to teach out in a different way. But it's true, yeah? So if you're imagining a better day, just like imagining being rich, without feeling like being rich, as the book is saying, you're just daydreaming. And as another book was saying, what was his name? Zeckendorf. Dilettante. The people who just daydream. Dilettantes. I don't fucking want to be one of these people. I just do. Chapter 16 talks about personal impotence, which means you just accept that everything that there is to be created is already created. And yeah, I mean, we just have control over our thoughts and how we express the natural universe from our actions, yeah? And once you surrender to the fact that everything is already created, then you gain the freedom to take these things and create new things. That's how I understood this chapter, yeah? Chapter 18 was basically about be doers, which means be the doer, yeah? And I believe that, you do. I do and I am. So maybe that's the new thing. I do and I am. I do programming and I'm creating services from AI and AI agents. So I am a business owner, and as I do, I am. If I do math, then I'm a mathematician. That's it. Chapter 20 talked about one of the biggest mistakes is thinking about like imagining a big bank balance, imagining having a bigger home. It's not, in my opinion, these are not bad things, but they're also not the things that you put your attention to. Yeah, it's good to just feel it for a moment. Feel how it would feel to be in that house. Feel how it would feel to own that thing, yeah? But then you need to put your attention into doing the things to reach that, yeah? And the most important thing for me is I actually don't even think about this stuff too much. I'm just thinking, how do I want to feel today and tomorrow, and how do I learn and go faster than every day? That is my attention, and that's my full attention. So that's where I put my attention. That's why Think and Grow Rich, I think it was an okay book, but the one thing is definitely my better book in that sense, and this book also. I'm obsessed with creating. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do real estate development, and now I see, after I created this BSR tracking tool automation. By the way, if you need any automation tools, Timecodes Lab, reach out. So every day I see this program goes and runs and like gets the data from Amazon and puts in it like perfectly in an Excel sheet, creates a PDF from that Excel sheet like perfectly formatted. And this, honestly, when I saw it the first time run on its own without me touching it, I was so proud. I cannot describe to you the feeling of pride I had. Yeah, I was almost gonna have rainbows on my forehead, but not that pride, but the pride of creation. And this is not the creation that I created something new that didn't exist before. It's me applying the force of God to bring to life something that already existed, but I brought it to life with my thoughts, with my focus, with my attention, with my desire. And I think that is something that everyone should imagine. It could be art, it could be a child, Maybe that's just biological. We just want to have children. That's why we want to create stuff, because we're just hardwired to create in that sense, to be creative, to innovate, to just create and be proud of what we did. And it's just going on its own. And that's important. It should be going on its own. It's kind of a live entity that I created. And that's why I love what I'm doing now, because despite all the challenges, I'm creating stuff that just has a life of its own, and it's beautiful. And I think if I want to create something even more beautiful, it is providing people a chance to grow with me, providing people the chance to reach their dreams. And these are the companies that have legacies. It's not about the person who started it. It's about the opportunities that it brought to the world. It's the same with Amazon. Look at how many people became millionaires and billionaires, and how many people use it every single day. I do. That person, Jeff Bezos, has given me so much more than many of the friends that I personally know. Literally, think about it. Like, how many times have I bought on Amazon? How many times have I bought something cheap? Or one time I also returned the product that was still at my place. Sorry. So yeah, I feel guilty about that. But I think when I opened my KDP business, I gave back to Amazon, and I will keep giving back to him and the people who are at Amazon, right? So creation is everything, and creating and helping people and serving, that is the biggest thing in life. So money is not important. Money is there to be invested into other people and to happiness, to create more. That is money. That is the life I want to give. I don't want to be holding onto my bank account. Of course I want to grow my business, but then I want to invest more. Because it's not about the money, man. I have the life I want. I have the girlfriend that I want. I don't want the money. I want to grow. That's it. Money is just keeping score. That's what Donald Trump said in his Art of the Deal book. Chapter 21 was about asking, or actually, no, it was about it's impossible to do anything. You have to be it to do it. And I understand what it's saying. For example, let's say you want to speak to your future wife. You cannot do it until you believe inside that you are attractive, that you can be, you are the person she wants to be with. Until you change that belief, you will never do it. And if you do it, you're gonna fail anyways, because it's the mindset of failure. This is so important, guys. Like, this is morale in its truest form. You're a soldier on the battleground. Until you believe that you are stronger than the enemy, you'll not win. If you believe they're gonna kill you at any moment, if you see that your friends are getting killed one by one, you're just gonna either kill yourself or sabotage yourself or just run away. You have to believe. This is why consciousness is God. This is why consciousness is your power. This is why belief, and this is why many people, they can become like Donald Trump. He believes he's the president, so he is. So it doesn't mean there's no failure, which the book gets to also later. Even if you fail, you have to persist, because it's not about the result. It's about the journey, and it's about growing. For me, it's about learning. So even if I fail many times, I'm going to persist, because that's the way. Ask. What was this old saying in the book? It was saying, ask and it shall be given. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and shall be open to you. This is from the Bible or something, yeah? And I understand it, persistence and living the life on the journey. It's about the journey, I'm not a hippie, but if you think deep about it, it's about enjoying every second of your life. And whenever you get angry, it's the better you become at this, the less time you spend focusing your attention on the negative things. The better you become. Right now, I can tell you, I can easily bounce back from a very bad mood to a good mood in 30 minutes. Or a neutral mood. And that is a superpower. You can have it now. You have it within you. You just need to use it. And chapter 23 was talking about this dude, the little kid that her parents was never gonna get him a dog, but he was at a therapy session with his grandma, and the guy, the writer of the book, the author, was talking to his grandma on how one second, on how she should imagine the things she wants, and the boy was playing with his toy and he heard all of this stuff. So he went back home, and every night he imagined having a dog, and he imagined the fur, how it would feel, how they would go on a walk. The neighbors would see him and he would be so happy, and the dog would be doing some stupid stuff like bringing the wood to him, and then I don't know, he will meet his little girlfriend because she's like, oh, you got a cute dog, I don't know. So since he imagined that for 10 days, they had an essay. There was a competition that they were gonna, it's like for animal lovers or whatever, and this boy wrote an essay. And imagine, if you have imagined that every night, you will just have so much more to say, so much more to bring out, so much emotions in your poems. Yeah, that is the power of imagination. And that guy won the competition. He got the collie, yeah, the border collie, and it is the power of law of attraction, or whatever you want to call it, right? And by the way, the one thing says it too. Our priorities, our one thing changes all the time. Our destiny is not a fixed destiny. Our destiny can shift through time. When we achieve some things, when we fulfill some things, as James Hollis says, he's a psychologist with Andrew Huberman, they had an interview. Depressions usually will show you if your destiny has changed. If something does not fulfill you anymore, it is not your fault. It is no one's fault. You just have changed priorities inside of you. You might be a guy who doesn't have a family, or a mom, or a girl who just doesn't enjoy her career anymore. It might be that you just have a different priority. It might be that you want to have a kid now, and that's just the thing you want. It's just the thing you want. So I believe that's actually beautiful. I believe that is the beauty of life, is that we will never know what is our destiny, because we're just going forward, just learning, aim. Life's a game. If you put the results as your aim, like that career, imagine if your priorities change, and then you're going to keep yourself accountable to that result, even though from deep inside you don't see the point it anymore. You're gonna live a shit life. For 20 years, you're gonna be in a career that you don't like because you never understood. And by the way, we will never understand what we truly want. It just keeps changing. So a few last points about awakening of imagination, because that was the second book connected to this, is saying what you see before you sleep is very important. So go throughout the day, reimagine everything as the way you want it to feel, and imagine how it would feel if you reach the state that you want to be. For me, it's like bless. I want to be in bliss, right? I want to wake up every day, learn new things, apply myself, and that is what I want every day, and that is what I'm doing every day. So for you, it might be something else. You gotta imagine it. And the internal conversation that you have with yourself, that these people like me or these people hate me, or that person hates me or loves me, that really becomes true. If you believe that someone loves you, you will act in accordance to that, and they will also show you the love. I truly believe in this. I think it's a give and take. It's a give and give world. So that is the most important thing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Take these actionable steps. Redo your sleep. Think about the internal conversations you have with a person, yeah, how it's going, how it would be, and see if it's positive or negative, and try to interfere and change that, because you can focus on the positive and be the light. You are the hope. I have another video about you are the hope. You're the only hope. There's no one else coming to, rescue you. Jesus is you. It's within you. I'm not very religious, but in a way, I am religious. I have religious attributes to me, even though I'm not obsessed with a religion per se. So, yeah. And in your internal internal conversations, if you call everything a cost, a loss, it will be that. But if you call it was an investment and I learned, it is literally about brainwashing yourself and believing and seeing the positive side so you can grow and be happy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I've read many books, like over 200. If this is enjoyable for you, let me know and I'll do more reviews on the next books. Have a good day. See you. Bye.